Welcome! You made it to the final video in our fall series. We are going to wrap it up today. We're going to do the half bath, dining tablescape, and refreshing the barbecue grill, which is much overdue, and cleaning up and decorating the patio just a little bit. So let's get into our final fall video. Whoop whoop! I like to try to keep like every Saturday if I can. I like to try to go through and clean. I got that from my mom. Every Saturday she would be up early. She would do her prayers and then she'd get up and she start cleaning. So I clean during the week, but like bathrooms and stuff, I don't really do those during the week as much. I try to do that like a weekend thing. So I kind of like already have scrubbed this bathroom down. So that's a good thing because before I decorate, I like to just clean everything that needs to be cleaned so that when I decorate, all I gotta do is just take down whatever little bitty things I had to take down, and then I can decorate. I don't have to worry about cleaning things, scrubbing, mopping, and wiping things down. It's already done, and I suggest that to you so that way it'll make it easier. I don't do everything all in a day. In the past, I did everything in one day. I mean, clean, take stuff down, decorate, then clean again, and then I'll do the whole house. I would try to do it all in one day. I would be exhausted, so now I just break it up by floor, and then I do all my cleaning ahead of time, and it's a lot easier.
Soundstripe.
Now here I'm just using mesh ribbon. I don't know why I split it in half. You could just use the whole thing. I think these were already split. I don't remember. But mesh ribbon and then just a piece of tape. Even though on this angle you're like, why didn't you put it all the way to the top? You can see it. You can't see it. The camera is lower, but so an child probably can see it. But an adult coming in there, you can't see it. The whole thing is just covered. That's at the very top. It looks like it's way more space in this, but at the very top. So mesh ribbon, I always use mesh ribbon in this bookcase because it kind of just adds different types too. Sometimes I use the one that has like the metal on the sides, and that way I can like fold it and bend it and make it have like shapes and stuff like that. But mesh ribbon I always use in here. And then I always have to have a nice little sign. I usually have corny signs in here, or like since it's the bathroom, those canvases where it's a bathtub. I love those. So then I just always a simple sign over the toilet, or maybe even like, I don't know, not a wreath. I don't think a wreath would go in the bathroom. I think that would kind of be dirty. Do you put a wreath in the bathroom? I don't know about that. I think that's a little bit dirty. But yeah, usually just some pictures or like some corny sayings or a canvas with a tub or something. The glories of mounting tape. I love mounting tape. I'm glad I discovered it. Actually, it was last year or the year before. This lady was decorating. I was watching YouTube. She was decorating for her house. And I was like, wait, how did she get that stuff up there? Just put it up there. And she said, oh, I'm using mounting tape. I said, what is that? It's, in my opinion, I think I said before, I think mounting tape is just like the back of command hooks without the hook. And I'm glad I discovered it. I don't know if you can see here, but I used to put screws and everything and then picture hangers in there. And then, but the problem with that is you have to constantly have the same size pictures, same size cabinets, whatever you're hanging every time you do that. So then that's what you end up with, holes in the wall, or you end up with screws in the wall that you're not using. So if you were like me and you were skeptical on command hooks, get them. Okay, especially if you rent. This house is been owned, all that, but especially if you rent, get command hooks. They are not a scam. I thought they were a scam. They really do work. But I will say, even though command hooks work, they can take out, for just a little side note, these hand towels, I hate them. They were not supposed to be down here. I cannot for the life of me. I'm missing a small bin of fall decor and I can't find it, and the hand towels I was going to use were in there. I don't know where they are, so I had to just settle on these, and I probably am going to swap them out close to Thanksgiving because everything will be like 75 off then. Just go grab something. But anyway, command hooks, they can, even if you do it right, I'm not going to lie, sometimes depending on, I don't know what it depends on, it has taken out part of my wall. And when you take it down, make sure you put a good amount of pressure on the hook and then pull down on the command part, I guess, the tape part, the back that you're supposed to pull on, because that will reduce any chance of your wall being broken or ripped out or coming out. Because I felt bad. I told my sister, "Oh, get command hooks, like with your hard part." She's like, "Okay." She got them, has all the stuff hung up, but then it kind of ripped out part of her wall. She's like, she called me. She's like, "It ripped out my wall." I'm like, "Well, did you take it down right?" So when you take it down, just put a nice amount of pressure and then pull it down. Sometimes, even when you do that, it can take part of the wall off. I'm not gonna lie, but it's very, very rare. And if you do it the right way, usually you will have no problem, but it can happen. But my suggestion is invest in command hooks. When I put my command hooks up, I put them up years ago. They've been up there. I don't take them down because I decorate in the same areas year after year. So why would I take it down? Just to have to keep buying new like pilling sticks for the commands for the hooks. So I just leave them up. Even when there's nothing up there, I'm like, look, I hate the way it looks, but it's whatever. It becomes white noise after a while. It doesn't matter. So get command hooks, try it out. And then they're kind of like going with like the hookless ones, the ones that are just for like frames. You put them on the back and then just stick it up there. They work. Get the ones for the right amount of pounds though, because I stretched it a little bit one time and I had this beautiful flower picture, and the command mounting tape the picture was too heavy. I should have followed the weight guidelines, and the picture fell and broke. So follow what it says. If it says 10 pounds, do not exceed that. If it says 5, don't exceed that. Your picture's gonna crash and break like mine did, and I was devastated because I loved it. But at least I was able to salvage it. I just took the glass out and just left the frame, and I'm going to buy a new glass. So, and if you don't trust that, mounting tape is your friend. It will mount pretty much anything. I love it. You see in all my decorating videos, I have it in the house, out of the house. I love it. That's just a little hanging note, just a Empress note. I'm gonna start calling them Empress note. Empress note. Get command hooks or mounting tape. You truly cannot go wrong with it, especially if you rent. Once fall hit, I have to have the cinnamon spray. I prefer the maple one, but I haven't seen maple glade or anything else spray 2 falls now. I think this is the second fall. I haven't seen one, and I don't know if they don't sell it anymore or if I just can't find it. I went to multiple stores. I love their fragrance of the fall. This apple cinnamon isn't bad, but it's the secondary to the maple one, and I just honestly can't find it. But anyway, I love having it in the bathrooms, and I even have it hidden in the living rooms and stuff. Like I have a basket for random stuff in the living room and things like that, so I can just spray it when I'm not using my candles. It smells so good. It smells just like fall. And even like in my foyer, I get one of those, I forgot what they're called. You just twist it when you want the scent to come out, twist it back when you want to preserve it. Go out and get those because it'll smell just like fall. And time for the reveal. This is the after. Sunflowers. I know I use sunflowers, but it works. It works. It works. Now, a few days after I decorated the bathroom, I was like, something is missing. So I went back in and I added a full sheet of mesh ribbon in that one level. I don't know why I did that, just that small little strip. I added a scarecrow on top of the toilet. I added a few flowers above the scarecrow, and then I added window clings on the mirror left over from the ones I have on the front porch and in the window on the front porch. And this is when I stood back and I smiled. Now it felt complete. So sometimes you might be missing just one little thing, and that's all I was missing, and it came out like this. And now we are in the dining room. This year I got this tablecloth from Ross. I was in there and Ross really had absolutely nothing. Like, it was like pitiful. But I saw the tablecloth and I said, ooh, okay, I got to try it. I wanted to kind of try and purposely getting brown this year. I have a lot of brown because a lot of wood in my house, wooden everything in my house. So I usually just let that play off for the fall. But I wanted to actually, like, I said, okay, let me try a brown tablecloth. I usually don't, but putting it down here, I probably need a ring light because my dining room is not this dark. But even still, this was a lot darker than I wanted, and I don't really do dark for the fall anymore. I used to do blacks and stuff like that. Black and brown used to be the color. So I can kind of tell that this tablecloth might end up being a one and done. Like, I'll use it this year because I bought it and I already put it out, but I highly doubt I'll use it again. I don't know. But then I have these leaves I've been using for years, and then I also realized putting these out, I'm kind of over these leaves as well. So this might be, I don't know, could be the last time I use them for a little while. I never get rid of some stuff like this because I know eventually I'll want them again. But I'm just a tad over these as well. But I wanted the orange to be smack on top of the brown to make the brown less, dark, and to make the orange pop against the dark brown. So I think it worked. I'm just probably not going to use the tablecloth again, and certainly give the leaves, the placemats, but the leaf placemats, a little bit of a break. These plates I got from Hobby Lobby. They were on sale for $1.99. They're the really big round plates that they have in the store. If you go in there, they want to have them by the register. They always have them. And these are thankful plates I got from Big Lots last year. Since I only use these for decor, I can just put them back in the pack or put them in a little storage container and then reuse them as I see fit. I always do that with my paper plates. I use some for decor and then I set the rest aside for actual Thanksgiving Day, because usually that's how I kind of do it. I put, depending on how many people actually, I put the paper plate on top of a glass plate or a roll plate, I should say, and then serve it that way. So when people are done eating, I can just dump it right in the trash. I don't have to clean the dishes. I hate cleaning dishes. That's the one thing I do not like cleaning is dishes. If I can avoid doing that, I will. And then I have these little leaf clips. They have a little clip in the back. I didn't use them, but you can clip them like if you maybe have a tree, a fall tree, which I'm getting one of these years. I wanted one this year and I know exactly how I'm going to do it. I just decided I want to wait for that. But these little leaves are from Dollar Tree, $1.25 tree. They have them every single year. You can probably go out and still find some now, even though they're moving into Christmas and almost have no fall left. And all I did was just place them right above the thankful, because I wanted another color to play off of the sage green. I told you I love sage green for the fall too. I don't think you need a lot of sage green. You just need a few things here and there, and then it'll really stand out. Now this portion is where I show you how I do my little faux pumpkin lattes. All you need is construction paper. I got these from Michael's. The sparkly one is $3 and the plain one is only 99 cents. And then you need a mug. I got my mug from $1.25 tree. Yes, I call it $1.25 tree. If you remember, if you've been here from day one, you know that. And I'm just showing you now how I do mine. It's incredibly simple. All we're gonna do is just take the paper, fold it up. I'm showing you two ways on how you can do it. This way, you take it, you ball it up, and then you roll it up, not ball it up, and put it into the mug. You take a pen and mark along how high up the mug comes, and then you do it again with how wide. Doing this way right here, right now, is how tall you need it, and now we're going to mark how wide you need it, and then you just cut right along those lines. A second way to do it is to line the mug up with the paper and then just mark right above the in the top, because you'll know where to cut it. And then after you cut that piece, wrap that around the mug and then mark where you need to cut it to put it in the mug when it's rolled up. And then there you go. I think step 2 is the easiest one. So my suggestion is just go with step 2, because both are easy. I just wanted to show 2 different ways to do it. Put the mug even with the paper, mark it, cut it. Roll the paper up, put it in the mug, mark it, cut it, and then you take it out and it looks like this. If it's a little high, like it is here, like it is when mine comes out, that's fine. Just cut that off, or it doesn't really matter. Now, with the next step, what I usually do, I try to use everything as much as possible. So I take the little scraps and then I put them inside of the mug, and then that way you have it more elevated, because you don't want the next step to go all the way down to the bottom. And the next step is just cotton balls. or you can take balled up typing paper or newspapers, whatever it is, and put that in there because you're not going to be able to see it anyway. And then after that, you just put it on top. If you want it to look like marshmallows, you can leave, these are cotton balls. Leave the cotton balls as they are. If you wanted to have it look like marshmallows, if you want it to look like real like marshmallows, use smaller cotton balls. Usually the cheaper ones are smaller. I'm gonna just be real, use really small cotton balls. I, however, wanted to look like steam, and I wanted to look like whipped cream or something like that, so I distressed the cotton balls a little bit to make it look like it was steam coming up, and to make it look like I had whipped cream on top. So if you want to look like whipped cream, you want to make it look like steam, distress the top of the cotton ball just a little bit, and then place it in there with all of those distressed pieces sticking up, and then you'll have your foam or you'll have your whipped cream, and that is your pumpkin latte. I do that for 4th of July as well, like Juneteenth, 4th of July. I have my mugs, and I just do it to make it look like root beer, but I don't distress it. I just leave the little cotton balls and look just like root beer, and that's how you can have a pumpkin latte without having an actual pumpkin latte. And it looks good, and it makes me want one right now, but I'm obviously not gonna run out and get one. But that's how it looks in the end, and I like it. And you can use whatever color paper you want, whatever kind of drink you're trying to make. It's literally truly that easy. That's it. Now this next step, you can either use a packing plastic from a package, or you can use Ziploc bags. I use Ziploc bags, and for this table, so what I did was only open the Ziploc bag a little bit, fill it up, put your hot air in there, and then zip it back. It'll keep the air trapped. With my centerpieces, I hate when they are leveled with the table. So what I do is, if I don't use a box or something, I just literally get either the packing plastic, or I take a Ziploc bag, fill it up as much as I need so that I can elevate the centerpiece. I do not like centerpieces even with plates. I don't like them flat. They have to at least be above the plate. And with these flowers, they weren't really, the base of the centerpiece, I should say, needs to be above the plate. And with these flowers, they were not sitting above the plate. So I just took the Ziploc bags and placed them at the ends of each of the flowers and elevated a little bit. These are the ones I talked about before. They're wreaths, but I use them on the table. This is how I do mine. So I prefer these on the table. I don't think I've ever used these to hang them. They've always been like on the table or the mantle. And here I already did one side, I believe, coming up, and I want to show you the difference. You can't really tell in this video, but there is a difference. And then literally just slip right under there, and with the way the flowers are, you're not going to be able to see it. So you can just slip it right under there. The flowers are going to hide it. It's going to be all around there. You can't see it at all whatsoever. Nobody knows it's under there. It won't roll around. It stays in place. And that's the way you can just give it a little bit of height and have it above the place and not just flat and level with them. Now what I put in between the flowers is one of my lanterns. And honestly, with the lantern, usually during the fall, I just kind of use whatever is left over. Like with my decor, whatever little things, little trinkets are around, I usually just use those and stuff them in there, wrap some lights in it, and call it a day. I never really know what to put in the lantern based on what I have. I always forget, because I forgot this year to buy things specifically for the lantern, because every time I get to this part, I'm like, I don't have anything left to put in there. I just gotta, it's nothing really to the lantern. The point is to have the lantern in the center. Technically, I could just get like a tea light candle, put the fairy lights in there, and just leave it like that. And I could do that, but I like to have stuff in there. So, but that's all I did. It's nothing special. The point is a lantern for me, because I have to have it in the center, because I think that's what ties in the whole fall aesthetic, and I love the way it looks. But I'm going to make it a point to, from now on, remember to put lantern stuff on my list the next time. Like literally just put stuff for lantern, so that I can actually get something specifically for this, so I don't just shove whatever I have left over and just call it a day. It's not too bad, but it can be a heck of a lot better. And then after that, again, I don't like my stuff to be level on the table with the plates. So I have plenty of baskets from when I did a play years ago. We used baskets. I don't remember what for. So I just take a basket, a small little basket, flip it upside down because it goes with the fall theme. And I put the lantern on top of the basket, and it ties in very well. So even if you see from behind, it looks fine because it's a basket. It's not like the basket's out of place. It goes with the fall theme. It goes with the tans and the browns. And this is how it came out. And I can't lie, I'm not 100, something's throwing me, and I don't know what it is. I'm not 100% satisfied. I like it, but something's throwing me, and honestly, I think it's a tablecloth. And this is the final space we'll be doing today. this is the back patio in the yard, and Dayla and the Beak make an appearance. They were out in the yard. As soon as I open that door, they go flying. And the Beak is still with me. My sister let me keep him so long this time around. I was so glad. Him and his sister, you might have seen her in the porch decorate video. I did not realize she was in the window. I wish I had known. I would have given her own little introduction. And Timmy, he's underneath the grill. This dude loves being underneath that grill. I have the tarp usually under it when it's not in use. And he loves being under there even when it's being used. And that is so scary and so dangerous because I don't want this little guy to get burnt. But he's always underneath there. And I'm like, we spray him, he'll kind of just blink and walk away, then he'll come back. Everybody's always, is Timmy under there? Check the grill. Is Timmy under there? Because you never know what could happen, especially with this old grill. But anyway, the fur baby's making an appearance. And in this patio, it's been probably a couple of weeks since there was a barbecue here, so it's a little messy. I kind of just have been in and out of here, going back and forth here. I haven't really cleaned it, throwing stuff back here. But now, this day, I finally got a chance to clean it. It's the same day I did the patio, the porch, because that's why I have the same thing. So I finally got to get to it, and let's clean it. And here is the grill de la creme, the grill that doesn't even look like a grill anymore, the grill that is nothing but rust, the grill that was black and now is brown. This is the beauty that you see before you. This grill is so sentimental to me. We've had this grill, my family and me, it's been in our family for decades. We've literally had this thing for decades. This is back when they actually made things of quality. So that's why this sucker is still standing. It lasted as long as it did. And I got a story for every room in the house. But the story for this part of the house is that a couple of years ago, there was actually a small fire back here. I think it was either just before when the Rona started or a few months before or the year before. A random fire broke out somehow, and it wasn't too bad. Thank God it wasn't that bad. A large table melted, like completely melted. Some of it is still stuck to the ground, and part of the wall is just like there. And I tried to get it up, and I couldn't. There's 2 layers to the walls back here. Part of the outer layer burnt off. There was soot all over the wall. That's why I was able to spray paint it though. Yeah, I spray painted. That was a task. I spray painted it, and I was able to cover it up with that material. I wouldn't have been able to paint it with a paint roller. Well, anyone I can get that would have been good enough. And it wasn't that damaging. The only thing that happened to the grill, believe it or not, was that the wheels burnt off, except for one. That's it. But now, because the wheels are burnt off and there's only one left, it's really hard to move this grill when you like pull on it. It's just difficult. It just drags with you trying to rely on the one grill, but it's too heavy to just rolls on that side. But hey, it's still standing, still works, and I love it. And believe it or not, once that happened, I didn't think I'd be able to use it again. So I actually did something I never thought I'd do. I went to look to find a grill to replace it. And all I kept seeing was gas grills. In my opinion, gas grilling is not grilling. I know I just offended somebody. I don't care. Sorry. If that is not grilling, you are standing at a stove, child. So go out and get you a charcoal griller. Thank you very much. But anyway, I tried to find one, and they were all gas. The ones that weren't gas, they were just cheap, like very cheap. My mind was blown at how cheap these things were. I'm like, no wonder they don't cost anything. And so I tried to find this brand again. And when I was looking them up, nobody obviously had in the store. When I was looking them up, it looks like they don't even sell grills anymore. That they only sell replacement parts. And I was like legit devastated because this brand is awesome. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to replace it. I want this exact grill by this brand, and I can't because they don't sell them anymore. And I accidentally spray painted over the name of it. I'm so upset because if I would like come across it on eBay or like Craigslist or something, I won't even know, and I won't be able to get it because I'm not going to know that that's the brand, because this is exactly what I'm looking for. But I couldn't find it, so I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'll paint it. Then I was like, when I found out it still worked, I was like, wait, it works, it still works. I was like, okay, well, I'll just paint it. It looks a mess. It needed a paint job anyway. But I was thinking, you can't, and I said, you know what, that's dangerous. It's going to cause a fire. I actually wanted to paint it before the fire, ironically. And then the fire hit, and I thought it was done for. It was like, whatever. But I thought you couldn't paint it. I'm like, that's going to be dangerous. It's going to cause a fire. But I was watching another YouTuber, I'm not a YouTuber. Her name is Young Lady Business Kayla. Go watch her. Her channel's awesome. All things home. And she spray painted her grill. And I said, wait, what? Girl, that is dangerous. Your grill gonna blow up. And then I was like, wait, high heat spray paint. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, I never really thought of that. So I said, wow. She spray painted her barbecue grill, and I said, okay, the second I get the chance, I'm going out, I'm buying this high heat spray paint, and I'm painting this grill. I went to Lowe's. I felt that eventually I was able to go. I felt the high heat spray paint, and I was like, I'm getting this done because this thing is long overdue for a makeover, because it's not going anywhere until this thing literally falls apart. It's staying here. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm keeping it as long as I can. I got a little smaller grill to try to, when it's like a lot of food that needs to be barbecued, that's off to the side. I don't care how that looks. It's just a throwaway grill. I'll replace that. That doesn't matter to me. So I was able to find this. So if you're going to spray paint your grill, use high heat. That is a thing. I wasn't even thinking like, duh, of course it's high heat. You got things that are in flammable areas or just flat out where fire is used and it's painted. So duh. I was able to spray paint the grill because it needed it desperately. So all the rust, all the wear, the tear, the love that has been put into it, now it's going to get a little refresher, and I'm so happy for that because you see this thing. You saw it. It's funny though, even though the fire was a few years ago, that's the new table to replace the one that melted. Like, just now getting it. Like, I've been meaning to get every time I always mean to get it, and then I always end up getting something else that takes up space in the car, so I can't fit it or whatever. But I finally got a new table. That's what this is, and have not used it since. Still grilling using the glass table instead of this one. But having a longer table is so much more convenient. It's easier. You got all the space in the world, because it was another table that's used usually when there's barbecue. I don't barbecue anymore. I used to barbecue, but my sister, she comes over, she does all the barbecuing, so it's another table that I bring out for her, and she just used that one. But this one, so much space. So if you don't have much space, get a fold-up table. Like, I have space to put another table, I just don't want it. But if you barbecue, get a fold-up table. They have multiple sizes. That will make it a lot easier for you to barbecue, and you can just lay everything out, and you don't have to worry about it being an eyesore if you don't want it to be there. Or you can always just buy spray paint like I did. Now I will say I wanted to put, like, I had to pat out some of the rain that was on these chairs. These chairs are good though because they don't really get that wet. They don't get soaked or anything. But like even though the part of the patio is kind of covered, it's still, when it's heavy rain, because the night before there was heavy rain, you'll probably even still see, I think you see rain on the side of the door. It's like rain got on that side and drenched that part of the wall. Rain can still come in. So I wanted to put pillows out here in the chairs. I really actually want a fire pit. I found the one I wanted, but they're out of stock, and I'm waiting for them to get it. I've been wanting to get a fire pit for a while, but I finally found the one I wanted. And of course, when I went to get it, they were out of stock. So I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna settle. I'm going to wait. So I'm gonna get the fire pit, and then I'm just gonna remove the table and then put the chairs around it. I want to put pillows out, but the pillows I had, they light up, and it's like, I don't have weatherproof pillows. Once I get them, then I can put them out there. But I'm like, it's no point in me putting out the ones that aren't waterproof because they're just going to get damaged. So I can't wait for that. Spreading the chairs out, putting the fire pit there, and just having to be all cozy. But the cornucopia is old. I got that from Goodwill years ago. It was like literally $3. The Hello Fall sign, I just got that from Goodwill this year. It was $3, but I was out with my mom. She was looking for something, and it was senior day, so I got 30% off on that. Go with the senior on senior day. I'm just saying, if your Goodwill has it, it'll be 30% off, even more, 30 more percent off. So this is from Goodwill. That's from Goodwill. I have a scarecrow back here. That's from Walmart, and I have an easel that my cat broke, so that's why I put it in the backyard. I can just put the piece back on, but I know it's not going to stand that well if I put it in the house. They'll just knock it over like they're doing the one in the house now. And that easel is from Michael's. So I didn't do much back here because it just needed a few touches. The main focus in the yard was to get that grill finished because boy, did she need it. But the little touches that I did, they honestly, it works. It's just subtle and it's cozy enough. I'm always back there with my blanket. I'm always back there all the time, painting my nails or whatever, because I get the air to dry the paint. I'm always back there. The cat's always back there with me. So it's cozy. I like it. It's a nice little feel and it's homey. You don't need a lot. You just need a little, because a little goes a long way. And I actually back here, I have a tar bucket. I use a tar bucket for the charcoal. If you use charcoal, if you grill for real and you don't use a gas griller, get a tar bucket because they're meant to hold high heat. So I just done barbecuing. I have a little tray on the inside with the charcoal goes. pick charcoal goals, pick it up with some oven mitts, dump the charcoal in the tar bucket, and you're good to go. And just let it cool off before you dump it. Do not dump it while it's hot, okay? And this is the before. And you're about to see the magnificent after. It doesn't look brand new, but it looks better than this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, guys and gals, this is the end of our Fall 2022 series. This is it. This is it. As Michael Jackson would say, I can't sing like him, so I'm not even going to try. So thank you all who've been here from the very beginning, from the Dollar Tree video up until now. I'm very grateful. Hopefully you'll stick along for the ride. I don't know how long this ride will be. I don't know how long I'll be on YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a person who occasionally posts on YouTube. So the next series we're going to hop into, as I've been warning you and letting you know and giving you a heads up for, is Christmas. Starting next Tuesday, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're going to start with Lowe's. Do not quote me. Who knows what it may be. I'm very grateful for you watching. Hope I helped you. Hope I continue to help you. Let's get into the Christmas spirit starting Black Friday. But let's get into the Christmas starting next Tuesday. I will see you all in the next one. And with that being said, you know it by now if you've been here from the beginning. I'm your hostess and Empress, Nikki T. Thank you for visiting my empire. Deuces, darlings.